fabulous humans. I'm Susan with the Atheopagan Media Team, and I'm here today with Robin, who you may recognize from some of the other spaces in the Atheopagan community. We are starting a new series of videos about children's books. That's something that we're both really passionate about, me as a mom and Robin as a librarian. And we're really excited to share some of the finds that we have. There's many books that we're excited about. We've tried to narrow it down to something manageable for you in a video today.
Yeah, books are a really great way to combat the summer slide, where kids sometimes lose some of the academic skills they've built over the year because they're not in school in the summer months. And we also tried to look really hard for books that would inspire them to go outside and explore and not just, spend the summer on their devices. So I'd like to start off with one for the really little bitties. This is called Everything Grows. You might know this as a Raffi song, but it is now in book form, and it's in a board book, which we know can stand up to whatever an infant can throw at it. And I really like books of songs because you can sing along as you read, which is going to keep your little guy more engaged and help them to start hearing some of the sounds that we have in language, which is an early skill that will help them when it's time to start reading. So that's Everything Grows. For slightly older kids, I really like this one called Summer Days and Nights. It's by Wong Herbert Yi, and really cute illustrations. This book also uses rhyme, which is really great for young ones. It starts to emphasize the sounds of languages so that they can hear the sounds, and that will develop into them being able to start hearing the sounds that are associated with letters. So I really like this one. It's really cute. It's all about going out and exploring the summer days and summer nights, and adorable little pencil illustrations. I love them. So that is Summer Days and Summer Nights by Wong Herbert Yi.
The next couple I have, the first one is called The Beach is Loud by Samantha Cotterill. And the reason I love this and picked this for this episode is it's very summery. It's obviously at a beach, but this little kid has sensory issues, and it sort of explores what the experience of being at the beach is like for him. And that has been really helpful in conversations with my daughter about inclusivity, which is one of the Atheopagan principles, and about how we can't expect other people's experience to be the same as ours. It's also very funny because the little boy is a chatterbox, and I think a lot of parents can relate to that. The next one I have is possibly my daughter's favorite book right now. It's called Let's Go on a Hike. And I bought this book specifically because we really like to hike as parents in our family, and my daughter was struggling with the amount of effort that it was involved in doing that versus playing on the playground has an immediate payoff, and hiking in the woods can be a little bit of a struggle. Why are we doing this? This is hard. And the boy in this book goes through that same experience, and it has really helped my daughter to see that she's not the only one who had those feelings, and also hear some of the things that you can really get out of being outside in nature and on a hike if you are trying and looking for them. And that's called Let's Go on a Hike by Katrina Liu. And also, I just think that the art is really cute. The little boy has this cute little corgi, and it's just really adorable. So that's my next one.
Definitely adorable. I also really like Wonder Walkers. This is by Misha Archer. This is a book about two siblings who go out on what they call wonder walks. And this is where they walk around and they ask all sorts of imaginative questions about the world. So it's a really great way of inspiring that wonder and awe, and inspiring kids to go out and see what they can find. And the illustrations in this book are just absolutely gorgeous. You gotta see them up close because I love them so much. They're adorable. I also have two books that go really into the summer solstice holiday for those that celebrate that as a holiday. First one is The Longest Day by Wendy Pfeffer, and the other one that's very similar is called The Summer Solstice by Ellen Jackson. What I love about these books is they go into the science of the summer solstice, like what is a solstice, but they also talk about some of the cultural celebrations that happen around summer solstice around the world, and celebrations of the longest day. So this I would recommend for slightly older kids. It's more of a nonfiction book. The text is a little bit longer, so I'd say ages 5 to 8 would probably enjoy both of these books.
The next one I have is called Expedition Backyard by Rosemary Moscow and Binglin Hu. This is a comic book style book, and at least for my daughter, who is about 6, that is a very cool thing right now. So it kind of draws her in that way. But I think from a developmental standpoint, it's really good for her because it still has lots of pictures, but she is able to start reading the dialogue, and there's not really big chunks of text, but there's still a lot of text for her to explore and practice reading. From a content standpoint, I really love this book because these 2 little characters, Mole and Vole, are exploring every day in the woods, and then through happenstance they end up in a city and they start exploring every day in the city, and it's about how there's things in both places to explore nature. You're not limited to being able to go out and having adventures if you are live in a more urban environment. So that is a really great message, I think. And my next set is a set of books. These are available as individual books, but I have them as 2 combination books of multiple pieces. These are called Fun with Nature and More Fun with Nature, and they are basically field guides, but geared for kids. And so as an example, this one has snakes, reptiles, scat. Another one has trees and birds and tracks and different things, seashells. So it covers multiple biomes, multiple creatures. The illustrations I think are really great as being cartoony enough to be relatable to kids, but also very clear, so it's easy to identify some of the animals that you might be seeing. And in addition to some of the explanations of what these creatures' lives are like, there are also different activities. So here's one. This is make a dried bean picture of a snake. So it's got these extension activities that you can do at home once you're back from wherever your adventure has taken you. And I think that's really helpful. Here's another one, make some rock candy. So it's a little bit of a science experiment. So
and that tags on to their rock lesson, so they kind of learn about crystallization.
Yeah, and so these are really great. Like I said, you can get them individually or as these big combined booklets. These have been around a long time. I had some of these when I was a kid too, but they're classics and they have endured. Oh, hello, little ant. There's an ant on my book, which fits in with this theme. Oh, bye. This is not something that you're going to get at the library. This is called Exploring Nature with Children. And it is really meant to be more of like a homeschool curriculum that I found online during COVID when we spent more time at home with our kiddo. And what it is there's a week-by-week curriculum which you don't have to follow. You can rearrange for your biome. This was developed in the UK, so it's a little bit maybe different. Obviously, wherever you are is going to have a little bit different cycle of the year. But each week, there are recommendations for nonfiction books and fiction books, like picture books for kids. So if you are looking for more books than we have provided for you today, this is a great resource. And it's a PDF download, which I have printed out. And additionally, each week there's a piece of art that they recommend to go with the theme, a poem, and lots of extension activities. So it's the intention overall is for kids to keep their own nature journal, but there's ways to do different extension activities with older kids and with younger kids. So if you have a big family and a big spread, this would be a really great thing for ideas of how to explore nature as a family. For example, this is February week 3 evergreens, and it's just got a lot of good examples of what you can do throughout the year, even if it's not summertime, but the summer activities are also great. So it fits in today too.
We had a really hard time narrowing down these books. So if you want more recommendations, you should check out the Atheopagan Goodreads junior page that we have. It's totally dedicated to children's books. There's tons of options on there, and I hope you like what we have there.
Yeah, this has been really fun, and I hope you'll join us again next time for our next theme, to be determined. And thanks for watching.